We're coming up on a year since the COVID virus abruptly shut down board meetings everywhere and sent them into the online world. We've all learned a lot of lessons in making this governance shift effective, and we've all become pros at using Zoom. Now, where do we go from here? Where will virtual governance take us in the future? First, virtual board and committee meetings have, or are about to become, our default expected governance tool. In 2020, virtual meetings were a clumsy substitute for real board meetings. But by the end of this year, online will have become the real board format, and face-to-face will seem sort of odd and awkward. Boards will become truly digital, unleashing the power of digital meetings, signatures, and documents all the way through. A governance phase shift is underway. Here's another change that's pointing toward the future. Board meetings will become on-demand, modular, drip-feed affairs. The big singular board book a week before a discrete day-long board meeting, for example, is going to seem retro. Micro-agendas, convening the board for 15 or 30 minutes at a time on a single item, will be arranged by intelligent tech that checks and juggles each board member's schedule. This tech will also assure good minuting of these mini-sessions. And instead of holding up the board book mailing for last-minute items, each session is going to have its own individualized board booklet, and a digital assistant will tell members when it's ready and use AI to flag important items. Next, the board chair is going to gain digital tools to help run meetings better. What is the best way to prioritize agenda items? Who hasn't spoken up, and who's dominating your discussion? You allotted 15 minutes for discussion on an item, but now it's pushing into half an hour. An AI timekeeper signals the chair on all of these things, perhaps even giving you a graph on which speakers have the most airtime. Meeting going on too long? The software can remind everyone when it's time to just get up and have a stretch. Board meeting tech will become even more supportive or creepy, depending on your viewpoint. AI monitoring of directors' facial expressions, posture, and voice tone will be able to tell who's bored or who's zoned out, or when a presentation is dragging. The chair will be able to gauge these viewership ratings in real time during the meeting. Microsoft is already working on tools like this. Now, none of us like having our enthusiasm constantly graded, but the unique membership of the board could push back on any of the big brother abuses in this. If members of your board find your meeting content boring, the directors aren't the ones who are in trouble. Coming board tech should be able to keep members more focused anyway, rather than separate on-screen boxes with presentations, board book info, financial exhibits, and so on. Everything will be immersive, part of the total visual presentation on screen, and probably with virtual reality tools. The board meeting will include VR plant tours, on-site discussion with employees and customers, virtual walkthroughs of production or logistic issues. You'll be able to have a board meeting on the virtual moon, or show the board what really happens at a company oil rig. Finally, at the moment, your online board meetings consist of little postage stamp size images of attendees all squinting at their computer cams. The background green screen tools some of us use can make it look like you're sitting in front of the Taj Mahal or the Eiffel Tower, but most of these are just distracting. Next up, boardroom avatars with VR versions of your attendees actually sitting together around a virtual board table. The chair really gets to sit at the head of a table, the CEO at her side, and so on. Your computer cams, instead of just broadcasting your image, will be able to capture your movements and facial language and then process them into your active avatar. You regain the context and subtleties of an in-person board meeting. And if you want, you can be a cartoon character at your next board meeting.